focus just kind of going over some shimmying and shaking, which some of you have done before. If you're a little bit tight in the shoulders or anything like that, you know, just be a bit careful. But I think the key thing that hopefully we thought a little bit about last week is you don't need to go big. Sometimes going big is bad because A, you can do yourself a bit of an injury by getting a bit too carried away, pumping back and forth. But also it sometimes prevents you from having a bit of control over your chest, and also sometimes prevents you from, if you want a bit of speed, to build up speed, because it's hard to go fast and you end up looking like you're going for a run. So that's another thing just to think about. So just the basics of going over a shoulder shimmy or a chest shimmy is thinking about it coming from your shoulders. If you're quite a relaxed person, you probably don't need all this instruction, you'll just go for it. If you are quite anxious, walk around and stick up your ass, this is the sort of, you know, you need help just loosening into it a bit. So I often start just with my hands rested here so that my arms don't jump in and try and do all the work for me. And you're thinking about those shoulders coming forward. So they're not going up and down like this or going crazy. They're just making a little gentle, like a little nudge forward. Yeah, gorgeous. And you can make this faster. And you're making it faster by keeping the movement fairly small. You can also bring your arms out here. I often will have them about here for a bit of balance. If you need them a bit higher, go for it. I find that like my arms just get too sore, I'm too lazy. So I like them about here for a little bit of balance, and it helps me if I want to move. Gives my arms something to do, to be honest, or gives me something to do with my hands. So a really basic shoulder shimmy. And remember, we practice that, you know, you can make it defined, and it doesn't have to be fast. It can be bum, bum, choo, choo, choo. You know, it doesn't have to be super duper fast. It can be a bit more of an attitude of a boom, boom, doom, there, or it can be fast. We can also practice with it moving direction. So we practice going forward. So if you want to re-familiarise yourself, or if you haven't had a go yet, go forward. You might find that easier. I think it's a bit easier. I think going backwards is easy, but I do think I'm on my own there. So if you want to lean backwards a bit, I unattractively press my hips forward and lift more from my pelvis there, so I can lift forward, up, and then over. I've got a bit of a bend in my knee. So I just go back like that with my head looking up at the ceiling, but I don't really have much of a back bend. So to get a back bend here, I'm really lifting forward, up, and over. I can't go my knees really, so I can't go much further than that. And that's when I'm getting my sort of back bend, like you're doing the limbo. You know?
It's more like you're isolating the top part.
Yeah, you definitely are. And the shoulders can help you, you know, go get that movement back, and your gaze is a little bit up at the ceiling. I like to see my neck's quite sore, so I'm like leaving that. Well, it's a bit painful, but ideally you'd be looking up towards the ceiling. So, and that might be more comfortable. I think it gives you sort of some room for your chest, like it gives you a bit of space, so that's why I like it. I think it just depends on your body, it depends a little bit on your mobility here, but definitely a back bend shouldn't really be dumping into your lower back. So you should really be thinking soft knees, forward, here, up and over. So that's like my hot tip if you're ever trying to back bend, is don't just go and tilt your head back, because it won't be fun for you. So you can have a go, like maybe taking that from a stationary and thinking about pushing forward, coming back, gaze lifts, and then forward, and then see, does it feel more natural to come over, like as if you're standing over the top of someone. Okay, you could also go a little bit to the side, so you might have to put a bit of weight in one foot so that you can lean over. or the other side. Again, might have to put a bit of weight on one side. Okay, so that can go, side to side, forward and back, and it's up to you. Honestly, a lot of times if I put a shimmy in a class, I like to give a few options so that you can take it where you need to, and especially if you're someone like me who's a little bit like quite tight in different places and finds it hard to relax, you might not be going like super duper fast. You might be a bit more of a casual, I call this like a laissez-faire shimmy, just like a little bit cruisy, because if I went really fast, I would find that quite painful, and then I'd get the pained, as we probably all do, you get that pained expression on your face, and then we lose the attractiveness of the vibe. We get that sort of, sort of feeling. So that's your top half, and you'll probably also have a preference of whether you're a bum or a boob, because one will feel easier. So a couple of ways of doing your bum shimmy or your bum shake. One is to come as if you're doing a figure of 8, so as if you're making a sideways 8 between your feet. So if your feet are about hip width apart, imagining there's a sideways 8 between them, or even like someone's pulled you up by your pants and then let you go. Pulled you up, let you go. So it's a little up, over, up. Yes, beautiful. And this is a really hard move, and one day you'll go and it'll just click for you. Up and over. And so you can come into your bum shimmy. I know this doesn't look like one, but you can make this small and fast by, it's okay, up and over. It's just really thinking almost like these little pelvic bones are just helping you to let your bum cheek kind of clench up and release. Up and release. Up and release. So see how that's very small? On the side. So it's like a little, just getting like a little bit of a wiggle. And it's more like my bum cheeks are just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I get a little bit faster with that. And I kind of try and let my ass just go. And if things are wobbling, that's good, okay? I know we're taught it's not good, it is good. Wobbling's fun. It's just hard to get your brain around it. Yeah, or like I said last week, this is like the happy food dance. It's like you make your food really ready, like, yeah. So you can also just think that if you've got a nice relaxed ass and you don't walk around with a stick up your bum, I would say just relax your bum and wiggle it. I think most of you will probably do that. I just find it impossible. Every step. Every step. Every breath. Your other way is kind of the belly dancer method, which I feel bad saying because it's probably someone who did belly dancing for a long time and it's probably bastardising, their lovely art form. But I remember going to classes and I was taught how to bum shimmy by lifting one heel up at a time and like I'm pedaling. And then like a little bit of what you're already doing, making that really small, like you're treading on a lot of insects. And see how my bum is sort of wobbling. And imagine if you had something fringy on, it would go or if you all had bare bums, your bum would be going wiggle wobble like that, and it would be great. It's just a bit hard if you've got like lycra on, it's not going to jiggle as much, yeah? So that's your two sort of entry points in. And you can always make them different speeds, yeah? And you can travel them or not, okay? So we're going to just try, feeling into them, better than standing on the spot listening to me. The only way to get good at stuff is to, try it and practice it. We're going to do a little tequila. So let's just start with the shoulders. Quicker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Back to the center. Go forward. Go back. Other side. Other side. Go this side. Go forward. Yeah. Now let's try your arm. So, slow. 8. Cruising. 5. A bit faster. 6. Really fast. Or you can do the belly dancing way. You can try both. Oh, side. Yeah, that's not a move, that's just a death. We can make it a move. So we'll try that again. Do all that again, and we'll try sort of stepping into a few things. So instead of just being here, a little bit like that, we'll try lift it up, you know, with our little showgirl legs, like so, and so. And when we go step to the side, we'll try and like step to the side, and step to the side. So I'll cue you through it, but we'll just try and get, you know, like a nice looking leg to go with our nice looking chests. Yes. Legs and chests.
Legs and breasts.
That's right.